Hello, breakfast eaters and believers. Welcome back to another episode of Breakfast with Tiffany. I am your host, Tiffany Renee, and today I have some really dope people in the building. I have my sister, friend, longtime confidant, Qiyamah. She is a skincare pastry chef, to be specific. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
Hey, listen, you know you're always welcome. I also have the creative director, content creator, photographer, all of the above. Kanarie, how are you?
I'm marvelous. How about you?
I'm great. I love to have a little testosterone in the building. Every episode is like full of females, and I'm like, guys, come on, please. It's like they be afraid.
Well, I'm here. I'm an open book, so.
Come on, open book. Well, since you started it off like that, tell us about yourself.
Well, I'm 23. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, born and raised.
ATL, baby.
Parents went to Archer High. My mom graduated from Morris Brown. I do photography, fashion. I play the piano by ear. I also sing.
Wow.
So
Literally.
I like to elevate every day and learn every day.
You are so dope. Listen, my mama went to Archer too. We're family. We just didn't know it.
What?
Yeah, she went to Archer. Anyway, that's so dope. How did you learn how to play the piano by ear?
It started off when I went out to Cali when I was in middle school. I went out there because I met my grandma on my dad's side for the first time. I never met my dad, but I met my grandma, and she invited me to come out there. So I went out there. I was out there for a good minute where I spent Christmas out there, and I got a piano for Christmas. And I didn't know what to do with the piano, and I went to church every Sunday, of course. So when I went to church one day, I saw the guy behind the little glass on the piano. I'm all like trying to see like, oh, what he doing? And so my grandma was like at the end of service, like walk up to him and ask him like, what's up? So I walk up to him. I'm thinking he like finna show me something. You know, of course he hits me with the little kid pop, like, you know, hey, keep working at it, you'll get it. But one thing he told me that stuck in my head was you have to imitate to originate. So when I went back home, I was at home by myself a couple of times because my grandma be like out working. So I turn on the radio and I just try to like play what I hear. And over time, it just started to become like more consistent where I was actually hitting the right notes and stuff like that. And it just went from there. I just started playing stuff that I heard on the radio.
That is dope. That's so cool. So do you feel like your experience at that moment where you were just going for it, is that the drive that you have for the rest of your life? Because, I mean, you do everything.
Yeah, I feel like my drive came more from the stuff that I've been through. Like me be able to play music by ear, or play the piano by ear, and be able to like actually sing and stuff like that, and to be in a music fraternity as well. I was also born with holes in my eardrums, so I had a lot of stuff that I had went through that kind of like motivated me to like push me out of this stage that I was in, to show people that even though I had these disabilities and stuff like that, that I can do what everybody else can do, because during that time when I had these disabilities, I had got held back through education. I was placed in rooms that I thought I was different from these people that was placed on the IEP as well with me, and it was just like I was driven by the stuff that people was like hindering me from touching or from seeing or from doing, and that's kind of what gave me that edge. Like I gotta do this. Like
that's true motivation right there.
I gotta get it.
That's real motivation. What else is in your life right now that is your motivation? I see you have a daughter.
Yes.
She's so beautiful. She looks just like you.
What? Man, that's my little Uzi Vert, / Nugget. Honestly, being a father is amazing. Like, shout out to all the other guys out there that's a father, but like just being a father is amazing. Like knowing there's somebody out there on that earth, like that you created on this earth, that look up to you, that love you unconditionally, like that just loves everything about you. Like I love it. Like every time I'm with her, it makes me happy. Every time she does something, I get a lot of ideas from her. Like she do something funny, and I'm like, oh wow, I want to like make something out of this. She definitely rocks the kids collection. She learning as much as me. She was in her first music video like 2 weeks ago. Even before that, we got recognized by Kids Gap during I want to say we did like apple picking one time, and she had on Kids Gap whole fit, and it went viral on Twitter. But I definitely just try to like I try to like have a different experience with my daughter that I always wanted to have with my myself growing up. So I never like tell her what she can't do or nothing like that. We create the most like unusual things. Like I want to say I have something coming up for her. I didn't want to tell everybody, but I decided that I wanted to like do a photo shoot with her where she like creates on her birthday. She have like a whole VIP section, and we was gonna make the little bars and all that. And me and my friends all from Morehouse and gonna be like security guards and all that. And we go do a photo shoot. And she loves apple juice. Oh my gosh. She loves apple juice.
Me too.
If you
That's
got
my
some
favorite
apple juice on
ever.
you, man, she's really gonna tear it up. But we was gonna create a little VIP section for her at the house and like let her have fun, invite people over, and she run it. You know, like do your thing, like live it up. Like
That is so dope. That is
So-
so dope.
But yeah, she's definitely like a big motivation for me, and I'm happy to have her. Like
That's good. I have.
I don't want to get too emotional.
That's so dope. I have quite a few friends who have children nowadays, and they say the same thing about their kids. It's like it's no other feeling that you can get like the one that you have when you have children for the first time. I mean, no matter your age, no matter your circumstances, that bond that you have with them is just incomparable. Anyway, skincare pastry chef.
Right.
Tell us
I'm
about
scared. I don't
yourself.
think my story gonna be as popping.
Listen, it's okay because those donut soaps
Ooh,
and
yes.
that body scrub
Yes,
will speak for
y'all.
themselves.
They
saying.
don't.
So tell us how you got started.
So
in
I got
skincare.
started. A lot of people don't know, but I was homeschooled. So being homeschooled, you have nothing but time on your hands. You're staring at the wall a lot, and you have nothing to do. So I went to YouTube University, and like I was always big on Pinterest and DIY. So I found this girl on YouTube called the Soap Queen, and I just started watching all her videos, buying all her kits on like how to make soaps, just learning how to do melt and pour soaps, and a lot of body scrubs and things like that. So I've always been the one, like growing up, I was that girl that took her doll. This is so sad. But I would take my doll and I would make a perm for my doll. I would use like,
Wow. This is
I would
creative.
use
Yes, you
baby
had time on
powder,
your hands.
and I would just, put it on there, let it sit. Don't let it burn her. And then I'll rinse it out. And that was
Wow.
me growing up. And then I would just always be mixing stuff. So it was just only natural for me to like go onto YouTube and look for things like that. So I believe it was my freshman year of high school. I was selling body butter, but y'all, like, I'm embarrassed about that body butter. Like, I tried, but I didn't understand the whipped process. But I love that family and friends really supported me. Like, I went on Vistaprint, made my labels. It was really just friends and family. I wasn't pushing it. Senior year is when I was like, all right, I want to create a brand. Like, I want to make pastries because I ran into seeing like cupcake bath bombs, donut soaps, and things like that. But I wanted to make it a brand. So, of course, my favorite color being pink. And at the time, I was taking French.
What? My favorite color pink too.
Yes.
Come on,
So,
pink partners.
my favorite color was pink. And I was taking French. So, I was like, I'm going to say Le Pink Rose because rose is also pink in French, but then I also want your skin to be like a rose, really soft. So I was like, I'm gonna just call it Le Pink Rose. So it's really just the pink, but it is not.
I mean, you made it sound cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I really loved it. So I went ahead, got my LLC, started doing everything like that. Once I got into Georgia State, I was hanging with a lot of business friends because I'm majoring in marketing, and they were just like, "Yo, why are you here? Like, why are you here? You have a whole thing that you're good at." So I went ahead and was just like, "Okay, I need to get on Instagram. I need to really put it all together." And I feel like my time at Georgia State, I've learned a lot about marketing, but I can definitely say I learned so much through just Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, like just really recognizing what looks good, what doesn't, what do I want my brand identity to be.
That's dope. What about is it awkward?
Yes, awkward. I took the word awkward and weird and just kind of smashed it together. That started off going back to me trying to grow up through education and being around people that kind of like bullied me and teased me because growing up, by the time I was like 10 years old, I had like 13 surgeries on my ear.
Wow.
The holes in my eardrums was kind of like made it hard for me to make friends because during the time when the holes split open, every time they tried to like seal it back up, I'll be in a school setting. like my ear started leaking. During that time, being younger kids, everybody could be like, ew, what is that coming out your ear? And I'm like, oh, wow, now everybody gonna think I'm crazy. So people just kind of like bully me, tease me. I ended up joining the 100 Black Man because I was like very sad and just felt like I couldn't make friends. Um, I want to say it started off in 11th grade in high school. After I left private school to come back to public school my senior year, I started the brand Awkward when I made my first shirt saying I'm weird. Like, I embraced it. And as soon as you embrace it, nobody really can like take you down from there. Like,
Legit.
so I made my first shirt that was I'm weird. I wish I would have brought it with me, but it was all black and the words was of course a pink. And I just took off from there. I wanted the brand to be a brand that like represent people like we're no idol. We wasn't trying to be nobody. Like I do a lot of things. I'm still not trying to be somebody. I just want to be an idea for any other person. So when they see me, they're like, oh wow, I can do that too. You know what I'm saying? Hey mom, he got tattoos and earrings and he with the Morehouse of Business and he doing great and he's living his dream. Like, what's stopping him? You know what I'm saying? Nothing. Like, I want to do that. So that's why I'm learning every day. I'm open book to anybody. Anybody want to learn anything that I'm doing. Like, I never say no because I feel like during that time when I was starting my brand as well, I felt like I was asking for a lot of help or like, hey, reaching out to people and they was like, hey, I don't have the time, or they just, you know what I'm saying? You're in a field of like money, so people just felt like you probably stepping into their territory. But the brand just started based off that. The quote is, we're no idols, just an idea. So I don't really know how I came about that, but it just came about. And then I started working with different people that had like certain like, you know what I'm saying, disabilities as far as like scoliosis that had a hard time leaning up when they doing photo shoots. Working with certain people that had like hard time hearing. I just like working with people that has like certain disabilities. I wanted to bring them to the front. Like, and then I got a video that's coming out soon that's gonna show like all the people that I work with. I asked them questions. How did you feel? Like, did you enjoy it? Like, what was your highlight of the moment? Just be yourself. Like, I want them to be the front of the brand. Like, just go out there and show people that, you know what I'm saying? You doing it, like, they can do it too. Like, don't let them tell you no, because people been telling me no for a long time.
Wow, that's crazy. I appreciate y'all for sharing that. Have you ever heard of the Jubilee Project? No.
Yes.
I've heard
on YouTube.
On YouTube, and I've watched.
Wait, what happened?
I've watched a couple of their videos on YouTube, and they really remind me of you in a sense because all of their videos, or the ones that I've seen, are like authentic and they're different, and they bring light to things that people may feel like are dark spots in life and things of that nature. It's really what kind of encouraged me to start this and to do other creative things. It's something that I think we should spend time into watching and learning. We always want to watch things on Instagram, people acting a fool and showing they behind and this and that, but we really should spend more time in engaging in things that are going to teach us. And just like you said, showcasing those disabilities and showcasing how normal they are with abnormal traits is something that we all need to see, because we all go through depression. We all go through times where we are comparing ourselves to others. We all have flaws. We're all different, but we're still all human. That's the main point. We're still all human, you know?
Right.
You're crazy.
And the brand mantra is defining a new normal through fashion.
That's dope.
So that's the brand mantra. I've been working on that brand mantra for a minute. It came out on top. I was just trying. How the brand mantra is, just make sure it's right. But defining a new normal through fashion is what I love, because I felt like that's where I'm headed with it.
That's really dope. That's really dope. What do you think is like one of the main, this is for both of you, what do you think is the main obstacle for people of our generation today?
Social media. It's such a powerful tool, but then it can also hold you back.
Yes.
Like, and we all go through it. We'll have the good and the bad of it. I feel like it's such a powerful tool to help you network, connect with people, and really like without social media, I can't tell you where my business will be today. Like I can't say that it wouldn't be successful, but I would have to go about it differently. So it just really helps me spread the word, and it really, helps push me forward. But there's days where Qiyamah didn't do what she was supposed to do, but somebody else did.
Yeah.
And when I go look at that, it can put you in a bad mood. So it does that comparison thing. It can also give you like imposter syndrome, where you feel like you're just faking it the whole time. Yes. So I feel like that's the biggest thing that our generation is dealing with. And because no one before us had it, we don't really have anyone to really talk to. They might just say, y'all on your phone all the time, but they're not really giving you like real solutions on how to balance it or something. So yeah.
I can personally attest to that. I was at I'm big on God, and I was at church last night. Okay. And
ain't nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. And the pastor was saying how when we think of the outside world, when we think of God, and if we sit and think of how he would think of our lives, or if he would sit and observe us, what would he think? So it just makes me think of like my Instagram, like my page specifically. If I am someone that is trying to hire me, if I am a little girl that's looking up to me, if I am a little boy that is looking up to me, or if I'm a guy trying to get at me, what would I think about me? And I don't think a lot of people ask themselves when they look at their page, like, listen, I don't consider myself a bad bitch, okay? Never have. But when I look at my page, I could see moments where, like, okay, I was more confident in this picture, or I could see where I was really genuine in this picture, or I really wanted to showcase this. Like, I think I'm doing an okay job of, like, just okay. It ain't great.
I even think that can be a problem where we're going through and we're just picking ourselves apart. Like, I was confident in this one. I wasn't smiling hard enough in this one. Why would I do that lighting? Like, that's not good. Sometimes it's okay to just be you. But then I can sit here and say all this, but when we take these pictures,
hey, listen,
be like,
it's easier said than done.
So it's like finding that balance of, it's okay for me to, want to project the best me to the world, but then when am I hurting another little girl who's following me, looking like, dang, but you always got it together, your grades are always right, you got a business, oh my God, you're just always on top of it, but they don't get to see that other side.
Exactly.
So it's just like,
but I think it's just a matter of appreciating your growth too.
Yes.
Like,
true.
I mean, like you were stating, you have been through hell and high water, but you still like showed up on top. You still are appreciative of everything that you have been through, because without that, you wouldn't be where you are now. If you if you weren't homeschooled, if you were actually in a class for 8 hours, do you really think Lil Pink Rose would be here today?
I don't think so. I know it. I don't know, because I don't know if you remember, but when we were in 5th grade, yes, we was in 5th grade together.
Yeah.
When we were in 5th grade, we had a project that really did kind of change my view towards skincare, and she told us, like, make an invention, make something that's innovative, and we really did not like this lady.
What? Who was it?
It was Miss Wilson.
Oh, Jesus. But wait, pause, because I swear I saw her at the store the other day.
You always
and I was like, I know this lady. And I know I did not like. Honey. I'm sorry. Side note, y'all. Continue.
Oh, this is good.
But I do look back and I do thank her for some things. She was like a crazy, like she was from New York and she was hard on us. But I do thank her. Oh, well, I thank her a little bit. But she gave us a project to create something that's innovative that actually works. So we were all mad, like, we're in 5th grade. What? We're not rocket scientists. But I was like, okay, I want to make something that helps with eczema. So that was one of my first little prototypes. So I made like a strawberry one, and I made like a mint cream. There were 2 creams, and they like help with the eczema. I did some research. It was like really not that great research, but it was like Crisco and it was Crisco and like food coloring, all this stuff that's not really, I would never sell that today. But I just feel like little things like that really did help me kind of feel for what I wanted. So I feel like really we have this end goal that we're destined to have regardless. But it's more so like little things can, make your path go this way, that way. But I do feel like maybe I would be in skincare. Maybe it would have just taken me longer if I was in school. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I don't know. I know I wouldn't be where I am now if it wasn't for the things that I went through.
Yeah.
But it's a challenge growing. It's a challenge. But I mean, like, some of the times where I'm looking at my Instagram and I'm comparing, I don't necessarily delete pictures. I mean, y'all can go on my Facebook.
Did you archive?
Don't do it. I
do.
do archive some, but don't go on my Facebook, y'all. Please don't do it. But if you look on there, I'm trying to tell you, like, I have some pictures. But it's like, wow, Tiffany, I see how you have changed as a person. And looking at those pictures, I'm like, oh, I remember that day, that time, how you were feeling, what you did, blah, blah, blah. I remember how you went to this club or you did this and that. Like, I used to. Okay, we're not.
That is true. The growth,
travel.
even on a personal level and like your business growth, like looking at how my graphics started, and I was just like so scared to take that first step, but you have to, because there's no other way to get to the end. Like you just have to take those first couple steps.
Literally, fear is something that is never going to go away. It's always going to be here, and it's a necessity, honestly, because if you aren't fearful of things, then who's to say that you're really committed? Who's to say that you really want to do it? You know, when you really fear something, it's mostly because, like, oh, I can see an outcome that is for the better. Like, I can see success. I can see growth. I can see how this could take off and bring wealth, not just financially, but mentally and emotionally to so many people, including myself. It's like an obstacle that we have to overcome throughout life for the rest of our life. Like, literally.
You said it so.
The rest of your life, you are going to be fearful, okay?
Yeah, but I know I'm making a good decision. Like, when I it's this weird type of fear that I feel. And when I feel that, I'm like, okay, I need to do this.
It's like an anxiety
because
thing.
That's what I felt when I first started my business.
Right.
That's what I felt when I was doing my, like, when I first built my website, like when I was just scared about the first order, the first this. So whenever I feel that feeling, I'm just like, all right, come on, you got to take that first step because it's all going to be good after this. Like,
and see, they say that you should never be fearful of anything. The only person you should fear is God or whoever you believe in. However, that's true or whatever, but I just feel like that ain't always the case, you know? That just ain't always the case. If there was one person on this earth living right now that you could shadow for an entire year, I'm talking about live with them, follow their every single move. The only time you would not be with them is when they doing grown folk things or if they are in a bathroom or something like that. If there was one person on this earth, who would it be and why?
Oprah. I have mine ready. Oprah from the jump has been someone I looked up to. When I was younger, my mom didn't play about Black History Month. So I remember being in school like, okay, I'm going to dress up as Oprah Winfrey. I'm going to dress up as Madam C.J. Walker. Like, I was all the black girls with the money. I was that. So, like, I look up to Oprah in every way, just how she's built her brand, just her backstory on, like, all the things she went through, like having a child, losing the child, going through all the personal things she went through as far as like rape, molestation. Like I really look up to her, and just seeing where she started as a journalist, where she wasn't even 100% all the way good at her job. Like I look up to that. So seeing where she is now, how she just still, like, to me embodies so much love. I just love it. I just want to watch her all day long.
Literally, like, can you just be my god grandma? Like,
for real.
Oh, wow.
Can you just be my nana?
I remember being so, like, semi-jealous when she built that school in Africa for the girls. I was like, why am I not there?
And see, I found myself being semi-jealous there. And when she donated all that money to your beloved school, because I personally go to a PWI, and I honestly, can we please?
HBCU. But we go.
But see, listen. I may go to grad school. We're gonna see what the Lord tells me in a couple months when I graduate. And if I do, I've always wanted to go to Clark. However, I went to, you know what kind of school we went. We went to a charter school, predominantly white. Then I went to what middle school? Oh yeah, that was the same middle school. It was a charter school. Then I went to Mays in Atlanta, and it was nothing but black folks, and I loved it. But I feel like I was experiencing black people at a time where I was kind of like growing into myself, but kind of into myself already. So I wanted to experience more than that, because I'm like, it's more than black people on this earth. In middle school, when we had blacks, whites, Hispanics, whoever, it was just our friends, you know?
Yeah.
We hang out with them. Your parents ask, oh, what little friend is that?
It teaches you more, too.
It teaches you more. So I'm like, I need to go to a PWI. I wanted to see more of that. But I strongly do not appreciate how many black people do not contribute to PWIs. Literally, we need money too. Shoot.
Yeah.
We need encouragement.
I feel like I go to Georgia State. Everybody know most of the people there is black. Like, let's be real. If you're white, you're black.
Yeah.
Like, you're Asian, you're black. Everybody's black at Georgia State. So I just feel like I understand the historical side and the need for HBCUs.
Yes.
And I support that in every way. Like, I tell my brother, like, no, look, you need to be going to HBCU. You're not going to none of these other schools. But it's still that thing when you pulling them loans, you like, dang, I matter too.
Right.
True.
Right.
But I do see what they pay for is way more than we're paying for. So I can understand that if you want to make sure all these students who took that leap and said, I want to give it all to HBCU.
A private institution is way different from a public one.
Yeah,
True.
it is.
I want to go back to what you was asking, like, what's the obstacle that, like, a lot of us face or whatever. Listen to the conversation and what come to mind. I would say perspectives, you know. Like you were saying, we all have our own experiences. That's why we all sitting at this table talking about what we do today. I would say the big thing is perspective. And I would say the fact that we all have been through, like, different experiences and we all fell in it. We all have failed and gotten back up. We're able to see things different ways. I feel like a lot of people jump into things and be so used to something that might have been structured or having some help, where when they get in that position and then obstacles come their way, they don't know how to move about it because they don't know how to look at it in multiple perspectives. They might end up getting outside advice that might be the same perspective. But I feel like if we actually, when you get into, as a creator, you do get in like certain like slumps and stuck, and you be trying to think, oh, what's next? Oh, what do the audience want to see? And I feel like that's why certain artists and certain celebrities and stuff like that takes that break, because they want to like go out there, experience, go read a book for a second, go on vacation, just to travel, because sometimes a lot of your ideas come from while you're on vacation, while you're relaxing, while you're like, you know, looking at the wall, staring at the ceiling, while you actually got some time to think. So I do feel like having multiple perspectives do help, and that's an obstacle that we kind of do have to like get around, like having multiple ideas, figuring out, is there another way? Can you go about this? Is that the only way you have? Like, have you seek for other ways? And I was I would say perspective. What was the other question?
Oh, the other question was,
who do you look up to?
Yeah, who do you look to?
Who do I look up to?
Who would you shadow for a year?
Who would I shadow? This might be funny. I've been telling everybody all year round that I want to work with Young Thug. I know this sounds quite funny, but to me, my favorite artist is Marco McKinnon's. But the reason why I like Young Thug is more for his fashion and his music career. Like, when you hear stories about Young Thug, he literally pays people to get out of the hood to go like start off their career. And I felt like I'm on that line where I've worked with people, you know what I'm saying? I don't charge people all the time. Like, if I feel like you're trying to build your portfolio, I help people with their websites, you know, for free, because I want to see you make it. Like, I am trying to close that gap for us that, you know what I'm saying, we trying to take over, like, have more our own business and, you know what I'm saying, have more storefronts and just have more creatives. We're not just out here just getting a job at FedEx and all that and living an everyday thing.
Say that.
So I would say Young Thug, because I've seen him help people, and I see how he lived for himself no matter what anybody says. Like, this man can have a cover with a dress on. You know, he can get his nails done. And I feel like he's a true definition of, like, he's like, you know, he's the idea, like, he's not trying to be somebody. He just be himself. If he like it, it's whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I would like to shout out Young Thug. Now, I don't know about the whole day. I don't know what he got going on, but I definitely
for a year.
Yeah, I definitely feel like shadowing Young Thug for you. I feel like if he let me shadow him for a year, I feel like we'll actually talk about some creative things. I feel like he'd be interested in my ideas, and I feel like we'll be able to share some things. And I feel like we can line up with something to help better the community. Like he's out here pulling artists out of the hood to, you know what I'm saying, better themselves. Like I pay you to be in the studio. Like I literally, I don't know how many times I literally probably I paid for my brother to be in the studio one time. You know what I'm saying, to help him get out there one time. I have a friend named Camille Brown that I work with. She's trying to make modeling a full thing for her. She wants to get paid for it, and I help her with her portfolio. You know what I'm saying. I don't charge her. You know what I'm saying. I made an agreement that I'm gonna help you get your pictures. Like if you have things or ideas that you want to bring to life, let's do it. Let's get them out there as quick as we can. If you want, you know what I'm saying, you want to be up there, let's do it. So I really would like to work with Young Thug. I know that's weird, but
No, I mean if that's who you want to work with, that's who you want to work with. No judgment, no shade from here, okay? And I think it's really dope that you are working with her for free and okay, because the thing is, I feel like there's such animosity sometimes when you ask somebody to do something for you and you can't afford to pay them. It's like, okay, but I know you may think I was gonna do it for free. However, if y'all have an agreement, because I'm sure you saw where you could succeed in that situation by helping her. You know what I'm saying? So it's like an even exchange. And even if you are doing that out of the kindness of your heart, you're simply doing it out of the kindness of your heart. And the more you do things of that nature, the more you will get in return. I don't know. Like I truly believe that. I don't know if you're a spiritual person or not.
I'm very spiritual. I'm very generous. I'm very selfless. I've been having some selfish moments, but that's just I have to balance that out. I can be very selfless where like I'm like trying to do things on my own. I don't think about myself so much or my health and all that. I'm very caring. I'm always, you know what I'm saying, giving out stuff because I feel like I get that energy back. And honestly, if somebody treats me wrong or treats me bad, I still treat them just like if I met him as a friend. Like I don't treat nobody bad. You seen me at the shop multiple times. You have never.
Really nice.
I'm really nice. Like every at the shop, like every customer come through, like they know I give a good vibe. But I do believe, like, you know what I'm saying, giving off 100% good energy, you're gonna like always, you know what I'm saying, get some bad. It's gonna be time, but you still probably get some negative energy. But I feel like you shouldn't feed into that. You know, people feel like I did learn to normalize a lot of things. You know, in a good way. You know what I'm saying. I like learned to be very positive. Like, okay, it happens. You got to push forward. Like I was talking about earlier, like having multiple perspectives. Like, okay, this happened. Boom. What we gonna do next? I can't sit here and waste time on thinking about, oh, it really happened. Because now I'm wasting more time.
You are definitely wasting more time. And definitely rub off on me because I am still, just growing in that sense and trying not to let people's
when we mention growing, I feel like that's good. Like when somebody say I'm still growing, I love it. I want to be still growing my whole life. I don't want to get anywhere like I'm done. I'm a tree. I can't go no farther than that no more.
That's the number one line.
I can't go no farther.
Did not like growing up. I'm grown. Like whenever I heard someone say that, I didn't respect them as much because I felt like they thought they knew it all. That was it. But like life, the elders that I really look up to just taught me like you're forever learning till the day you die. Like, and if you live like that, you'll be happy because you'll stay young.
Yes.
You never get old if you're always learning.
That is so true. That is so true. And I do mention all the time that I'm grown. But when I say I'm grown, I just mean like age-wise. Like legally, if I mess up right now, I can be put in jail. You know what I'm saying? Like clean. Like in that sense, we're technically grown. But I'm still growing. I want to make sure that I am progressing in life and adapting to everything that's changing, Yeah. I want to be a chameleon in a sense. I want to sit back. I'm that person. I'm such an observer. I like to sit back and see how things pan out because I have my opinions of things and I'm like, yep, that's going to turn out like that. But I'm just sit back and relax, I ain't going to put it in the atmosphere. I'm going to just keep it in my head. And then if, it comes into fruition, then it's like, told you so. What is something that you pray for on a daily basis?
Dun, dun, dun.
That's a good one.
Something I pray for on an everyday basis is my family, my friends, my daughter, everyone around me. Honestly, like I pray for, I pray for like people that I work with. I pray for everybody every day just to make sure like everybody good vibe. Nothing happened to nobody. Like when I'm at the shop, when people walk out, I be like, love you. You know, people laugh. You know, cause you know
I do. I
they
laugh.
laugh all the time because you know we're in the world now. Like somebody could be gone tomorrow. Somebody could be gone
Yeah.
in a
Oh,
slight
say that.
instance that's in a second. So I pray amongst everybody. You know, like I don't just pray for myself. I feel like we all need to get into that mindset. You have to pray for people that you work with, that you work around you, because the energy it doesn't stop in a circle. Like it travels, it connects. You know,
Transfers.
it transfers. You know, energy is a really big thing. Like if we don't have magic, then you know the next big thing is like us, like energy, people, vibes.
Yes.
You know,
Yes. Yes.
so I pray for my friends, my family, my daughter. You know what I'm saying? Life, any upcoming things that's coming my way, something I already been through, hoping I never go through that again. I just take the time to do stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true. Go ahead.
Oh my bad. I would say I pray for like balance, growth, and understanding. Those are the mine. Don't sound as cool as him. I was like, I wish that.
Not even cool.
But I would say balance, just because life is not you have to stay balanced, and I'm just learning more about just internally how important it is to stay balanced, and then just my surroundings, how I need to balance my everyday life. And understanding, sometimes I realize looking back on life, I would judge people and situations, and I didn't have understanding.
Ooh, I'm so guilty.
So I feel like I definitely pray for just understanding family situations. Why does this person act this way still? You know,
You hear
why is this person at my job acting like, I want to understand the full situation, because I am that person. That was the biggest issue I feel like I had when I came to state. I could say my mother and my father definitely pushed me to always be understanding. Like, you don't know somebody's whole situation. So when I got to school and I was homeschooled, I didn't deal with the high school drama period. So like hearing people talk about somebody else, you don't know her life. Why are you talking about her like that?
Oh my gosh, Kiki, that is so you.
I can't. Yeah, like I really try to. Maybe they're going. Like I'm that type of person.
Oh my gosh,
So
yes.
I definitely pray for understanding, because I want that for myself. I want someone to understand what I'm going through if I ever slip up, or if they just don't get what's going on. I want there to be some type of understanding. And for growth, I really just overall, like, I want to see black people grow. I want to see women grow. Like, I just want to see everybody around me grow. I want to see them doing better. I'm never jealous of anybody's success. And I just pray for success for other people. It makes me so happy, like, to hear one of my friends doing this thing.
Yes.
I'm like, oh my God.
What? Tell me about it.
So I just pray
Don't
for
forget me when
growth.
you get to the top.
Yeah, no, yes, for real. And I just love, like, right now, like, I know a lot of people do complain about certain things that are going on socially, but I just feel like I have just a great support system. Like, I feel like everybody around me is always pushing me to go harder, and I do the same thing. So I'm just grateful to be in this time where we can pick up our phone, connect with somebody, and just build a relationship off of that.
Yes, networking is so important. It's so important. Relationships are so important. Going through them and experiencing them, and understanding every other person's, beliefs and their ways of life and how they were raised is important, because you learn more about them. One thing I pray for on a daily basis, I always say a prayer and I get up or before I go to sleep, and I'm like, God, thank you for waking my family and I up on this wonderful day. I ask that you bless us and protect us in every way possible, blah, 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 blah. That is literally how I start off every prayer. But I always, always, always ask for guidance, because sometimes not sometimes, on a daily basis, I kind of get to a point, especially now where I'm about to graduate college, and I am so bad at comparing myself to other people, Lord Jesus. Not necessarily my physical characteristics, but I'll say to myself, wow, she's 18, she's a millionaire. Oh, she got 3 years on me and a bunch of money on me. Like, I am that person. Or I'm like, oh, wow, she really believes in herself. That's great. I'll get there one day. Or, oh, wow, she's doing great on social media, promoting her business and blah, 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 blah. But what are you doing, Tiff?
Oh, man.
I'm that person, and I'm growing. I'm doing better at doing that, and I'm understanding, people are dying when people are being born, people getting married while others getting divorced. Like, we all have our own time, and it's all on God's timing. So I just ask him for guidance. I'm like, okay, today, guide me throughout the day. Send me signs, tell me what I need to do. I make sure that I am engaging more into my Bible and I'm reading and understanding him, so I'll understand the signs when he sends them to me. I'm understanding, like, I need to get up and go. I need to make sure that when I am communicating with others or when I'm planning my day and I'm writing things in my planner, that I am writing steps as well. Because it's one thing to say, okay, you need to create content for this week's social media, and there's another thing if I'm sitting there like, okay, so on Monday, what is that content going to be? What is your caption going to be? What is the polls going to be on your story and things of that nature? So I'm always asking him for guidance, and I think it's helping. At church last night, I'm like, well, I realized I need to ask for wisdom as well. Because once you're wise, you understand your purpose in life. And once you understand your purpose, you are able to put your purpose out and serve other people. And that's what we're here for. We're here to serve other people. I mean, he created man and woman to take care of the land and to take care of each other. So that's definitely something that I pray for on a daily basis. And I also just pray that everybody is okay, and that if anything happens, that I don't end off on a bad note with that person. Like you said, you never know when somebody's gonna drop dead.
Right.
You never know. And I don't want to have any type of ill will with anybody if that happens. And it's kind of a fear of mine. Like, I don't want to have any regrets.
I didn't say I love you. Like, I didn't do this. You don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Speaking of, do y'all have regrets in life?
No. Like, going back to what you said earlier, I'm still doing my research what life really is, like if it's freedom, if it's faith, or free will, faith, or destiny. But I feel like, like you were saying, everything happened for a reason as you making these decisions. You in this place, but it's XYZ, okay, boom, it breaks down the bracket into these new directions. But I don't think I regret one thing. I felt like everything happened, made me who I currently am today. So I feel like I don't regret nothing.
That's good.
Yeah, I don't have any regrets. I really feel like almost every point in my life, like, it was just meant to happen. Like, I remember, I didn't say, but I was born in Cleveland. So, like, growing up, all I wanted to do was go back to Cleveland. Like, when we moved down here, I was like, man, I'm tired of these other folks. I'm going back to Cleveland. Say it again. But hey. So I would say that was like, it was little pieces of my life where it was just like, I want to go backwards. Where I didn't understand, like, for real, God put you in situations, you're moving forward to the end goal. And sometimes we want ourselves to go backwards, but you can't. Like, you were pushed out of that situation for a reason. So I don't have any regrets. If I made a decision, it was meant to be and put me towards the other part.
That's good. I don't have any regrets either, but I like how you mentioned understanding life and comparing whether or not it's freedom, it's faith, or destiny. And I think life is a huge game. It's a huge scam. It's like wow, it's a scam. It's like a huge game, and you have people who are on your team, you have people that aren't on your team, you have referees, you have competitors, you have obstacles to play with. It's a monopoly. You have the freedom to have faith or not to have faith, and to use your faith to get to your destiny. It's a big combination of everything.
It's all games.
Think it's a game. It's quite a bit. But to conclude this episode, I want to start something new. It's a fill in the blank segment called What's on Your Plate, okay? Because it's Breakfast with Tiffany.
Wow. You know what? I might just open. I love it.
It's called What's on My Plate. And so I'll start the sentence off, and then I want each of you to fill it in according to how you feel, okay? Who wants to? Okay, ladies first. Come on, he pointed right to you. Talk about a gentleman, okay? I am destined for greatness because.
Ooh. I'm destined for greatness because I just feel like we're all destined for greatness. It's more so, are you gonna, are you okay with your destiny? So I just am because I am.
Because it's in me. Period. Okay, what about you? I am destined for greatness because.
I'm destined for greatness because my my believer, like, I don't think he placed me in this world to set me up to, be a failure, to be in a slump or to be sad. I think the end goal, I would be successful at whatever I dreamed of doing. If it's just owning a small coffee shop or a small bar, or being a partner with Chick-fil-A, I felt like whatever my goal at the end, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be 100% satisfied because he already know all the steps that I was gonna take to get there. He's not gonna put me somewhere where I'm not successful, I'm not happy. So that's how I feel I'm successful. I feel like my believer, I believe that I'm gonna be successful at the end. I'm gonna love what I'm doing because I had faith in God, and I kept that faith in Him, and I just follow whatever He wants me to do. Serving more people, okay, I would do that. Like, whatever the sign is, I follow that because I know at the end He's gonna set me where I need to be.
That's true. That's true. Okay, there's 6 more. My favorite number is 7. So 6
Wow,
more.
that's crazy.
Come on, number of completion.
Right.
My greatest flaw is blank, and I will blank to improve on it.
Ooh, my greatest flaw is, I don't know how to put this into one word, but it's more so like just my confidence, like looking down on myself, beating myself up about little things that nobody else even notice. Like, and I'll say I'll work on that by just, I'm someone, like, I feel like you can kind of speak anything into existence. So I kind of just give myself that little affirmation, like, okay, you are smart, you're this, you're that, and I promise you believe it at the end. Like, and it's not even that you believe it, it's something in your head, like it just all clicks, like, yeah, that is me, I'm all that and more. Like, so, yeah.
Come on, that and a bag of chips. All right, my greatest flaw is blank, and I will blank to improve on it.
I think my greatest flaw is, I would say, I mean, I guess going back to like my confidence, going back to confidence, like, I guess I would say my greatest flaw would probably be wow. I would say my relationship with people, but not with people. I guess my relationship with women, kind of. I would say I'm very nice and very generous, and I can be very laid back, and I don't really yell, or like I don't always stand on my 2 feet. So I guess standing for myself is kind of like, I guess what I would say my greatest flaw. Sometimes I tend to get in situations where I tend to fold to other people's emotions instead of standing for what I'm feeling and like what's in my guts, and I tend to slowly get manipulated because I keep myself in that stage instead of thinking like, oh wait, this is not what I really wanted it to be. So I think my biggest flaw would be just allowing people to like manipulate me. I'm working on that by being more selfish, standing for myself. Yeah, I know this hurt, but this
It's the right thing to do.
it's the right thing to do. So I would say being manipulated is probably like one of my biggest flaws.
Alrighty then.
Yeah.
But
If
yeah.
if people,
All right, next.
he's like, don't get me so emotional. Don't let me start
Right.
talking about something I don't need to. If people were to choose 3 words to describe me, I would want them to be.
Oh, I would want them to be, not what they are. Okay.
Mm.
I would like trustworthy. Oh dang, it's only 3. Let me stop. Trustworthy.
It's my second favorite, number 3.
Dang, trustworthy. I would say hardworking. I would want them to say hardworking. Sometimes I don't, but I know, like, I push myself because I want someone to say, like, oh, she's really good at what she does. She's hardworking. And kind. I want people to say I'm nice.
good quality to have, though.
Yeah, like it's outplayed. I kind of feel like people don't give it enough credit, but
yes,
to just be kind.
and it's
and
so
fair.
simple.
Yeah.
Saying compliment is just that's enough sometimes. Even if you're looking at somebody like, oh, I don't really like her hair, but oh my gosh, your outfit is nice, you know, like, oh, I don't really like his shoes, but oh my gosh, you're so nice, like you're so cute. A compliment goes a long way. So kind. What did you say?
I said kind, trustworthy and hardworking.
Hardworking.
Yeah.
Okay, what about you?
I would say comfortable. People probably say, comfortable. I guess in both ways, like being around me, you can be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really judge nobody. Like I met a lot of people where they just, they was like, oh wow, I can be comfortable around you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to worry about this and that when I'm like kicking it with you. And that's what I really want people to be most like comfortable around me. Like I want you to just be yourself. Like I love it when people just be themselves. So I'll say comfortable. Driven. I'm very driven. If I have an idea, I go for it. Like I'm constantly learning something new. And somebody asked me a week ago, wow, what do you don't do? And I said, I guess the thing that I haven't put my mind to yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I also,
right.
When you was talking earlier, I can't remember what you said earlier, but it was like you said something. You said some quote, but you was also saying like that also could not be true. So I was saying, it's a thin line between a lot of things. Like, yeah, it's also what you don't put your mind to, but when you, it's also what you don't put your mind to, and they be like, oh, if you put your mind to it, you get it, but sometimes you won't get it. So sometimes you have to move on. So it's a thin line between that. But the last thing I would probably say is, so I said comfortable, driven, and I'm very generous. I'm very giving. I'm very giving. I would say I'm very.
He said it the last time, like, oh, I'm very giving.
I'm very giving. Like I love it. Like I told somebody, I had a deep conversation with a friend a couple days ago named Anna. She's very cool. She does modeling, and she also it's crazy. She wants to start her own podcast. But
tell her to do it.
I told her she listened to podcasts every day. I told her that I was gonna be on one, and I was like, as soon as I find out the link and all that, I would definitely share it with you. But I was letting her know, like, I'm very giving, where like I like when I'm having a hard time in my life, I like to just kind of like go out and give to other people. That makes me feel better. And when I'm at my lowest point, I become more generous. Not sure why, but I'm just very giving. So I would say driven, very generous, giving, and comfortable. Trustworthy. Hands in hand.
All of that.
So
Okay. My favorite quality within myself is. What do you like about yourself the most?
Always first. He gets the upper hand. He gets to sit there and.
Okay, the last two is on him.
I got something.
Oh,
I got something. As a man, we should always let a woman go first. But what men also forget that a woman always have the option to go second if she would like to.
I want to take that.
So. Okay, the last three is
you
gonna go
sense?
second.
That's the first time I said that. That makes
sense.
Okay. May you repeat the question again, please?
Yes, my favorite quality within myself is.
I would say the way I think. I feel like I think different on things, and I felt like that helped me out of a lot of situations. I felt like that helped me with a lot of relationships that I've grown with people. I felt like the way I think helped me also start my brand. When I thought about it, I jumped straight into it. Of course, I did surveys. Oh, do you think this design is cool? Making certain pieces, I would say my favorite quality about me is the way I think. I try to think about multiple perspectives at first before it's just saying something out of despite when it's an argument or if it's a discussion you're having.
Open-minded.
Very open-minded. So yeah, I would say the way I think. I try to see multiple perspectives. I try to be an open book. I try to see the other side of the story. I don't just think about myself
Play
all the
devil's
time.
advocate. I try that. That's
it works.
So,
yeah, I'm always playing devil's advocate.
The way I think, and I think that's probably why people like collaborating with me. I like combining two ideas to create a greater idea. Mm-hmm. They say it's nothing new under the sun, but it's a lot of new people under the sun. It's a lot of new people I could be working with, so yeah.
What about you, Kiki?
So I would say I like the fact that I'm open minded just because I didn't come from okay, everybody in Atlanta, in the South, kind of grew up a certain way. Mm-hmm. So I feel like I don't have that, so I was different.
That's
so,
that Cleveland in
yeah, and then I was like, I grew up Muslim, and so I just have a different thought process that everybody else didn't necessarily have. And I feel like that allowed me to be more open-minded, especially just how I was raised. I was just raised to think, like, if I went through this, I can only imagine if yada yada went through this or this, that, or whatever. So I feel like me open my mind to things and also just being open to trying new things, like anything. And I just love how, I don't want to say selfless, but one of the number one things that I just love to do is community service. Everybody who knows me, you already know.
Yes, we've been there, done that together.
So I love community service, and I remember when I first started, it was just like, when I would go to Cleveland, y'all, they'd be like, why you got to do community service? You did jail time. No, I did not. I just want to serve my community. Okay, I want to get 100 hours in, like, just cause. So I just feel like I've always loved that. And I'm never, ever, ever going to stop, like, giving back.
Legit.
And I do feel like something I need to work on is just, like, doing that to people that I know, like, always wanting to give to them. But community service is a big thing for me. And being open to just give and not expect anything in return is a quality that I love within myself.
Okay. Three more. One thing I would tell my younger self is,
it ain't that deep.
Ooh.
That's what I would tell myself. It ain't even that deep.
It ain't even that deep, sis. All that crying you doing over there, Barbie doll.
Why are we crying right now? Like, for real, I feel like there was always, like, two me's in my head. Like, girl, what is we doing? Yeah. So I feel like that's one thing I would tell myself is just to relax. Take it slow. Take it easy. It will come with times. It's okay.
That's really good. Relax.
Yeah.
What about you? One thing you'll tell your younger self?
Wow. I honestly have never thought about this question. I thought about it, but in a different way. Due to, like, the old me and who I am now, you know, I've been through a lot, and now I'm, like, you know, I'm doing the opposite of, like, all the things that I couldn't do. Like, so the old me, you know, blowing my holes in my eardrums. When I was 13, I wanted to do sports, found out I had a heart murmur, so I had a small hole in my heart. And then, you know, later on finding out that as I'm doing photography, you know, I always been colorblind, but I never thought it would affect me so heavy. But it also made my art, my craft different from other people. So I would just say, like, if I had one thing to say to my younger self, I would be, you know, like, you know, I'm proud of you. Like, you stood your ground to this point, so I can transition to this next stage. So I would just say, I didn't fold. I kept pushing to figure out ways to, like, you know, be where I wanted to be. So I would say I'm proud of. If I talk to myself, I would say I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Like, you held it down. You didn't fold. I could have been from Atlanta. I could have definitely went out in the street. It's just how with other friends, you know. I decided to stay inside and be more creative, and, like, instead of playing basketball, YouTube on how to do other stuff, on how to make pieces, create stuff. I found creating stuff was my way of, like, you know, I ain't gonna say escaping life, but it was fun for me. Yeah. So I would say, if I said anything to my younger self, it'd be, I'm proud of you for holding it down. That's good. I'm holding it down. P.O.P. Yeah, right. P.O.P. for holding it down, you know. I'm definitely proud of you for that.
That's good. Before I leave this earth, I will.
Oh, that is so much. That is so much. That's hard for me just because I feel like there's 1,000,005 things that I want to do. But
what will you do before you leave this earth? Speaking into existence.
I would say, there's so many things. Like, I don't know if I want to go, like, personal or if I want to do, like, money stuff.
Right, it's so hard, right?
Yeah, that's a hard one.
These questions get hard.
Yeah, they getting like, ooh, why did you email us these?
I feel like I'm in a pageant.
Yeah.
Well, I do not want to take. I don't want to take you there. Listen, I've been in the pageant. I know how it is.
Man, right. I would say before I leave this earth, dang, that's a hard one. I want to.
You will.
I will. I'm gonna be rich. I'm sorry. I hate to go there, but I'm gonna be rich. I talk to God and we have an understanding.
That's good.
And
I'm not
and
mad at it.
I like that saying.
Right.
I
I feel
talk to
like-
God.
If you gotta
we have an
understand.
understanding. I'm not going out yet.
That's good.
But I
I'm
would
start
say
saying
it's
that.
because it's not even I want to be rich. It's like I want to have wealth because I always did. Like I just want to help my family. Like I've always, my family, they're so talented and skilled. And I'm like, if we just had certain resources, like I can see this, I can see it. So I just wanna see us all together. I wanna see my family. You know, family can sometimes have drama, and I just wanna see none of that. I just know by the time it's my time to go, that gotta be gone. So if y'all listening, that gotta be gone by the time I go, and we gonna have money and just love. Like it took me a long time because I was really uneasy with that word, but that's one thing I just want to always make sure by the time I leave this earth, I'm just like, giving love. Everybody around me can say she was loving, she was caring, she did this, that, and whatever.
Come
so
on,
that's all I
love.
need. Just the LOV.
Just the LOVE. All right, what about you? Before I leave this earth, I will.
Before I leave this earth, I will.
It's hard, ain't it?
No, I'm gonna just pick one thing because that's really still my main focus is giving back to the community. My brand target people that have disability and stuff, so I will eventually have my own. Like I wanted to have my own pageant, my own fashion show, my own panel discussion with everybody, but the conversation just to be about people that have disability and about being normal. So when I leave this earth, I would have a whole nonprofit thing going on where I'm giving back to the community and people that have like disability and hoping that I can run a pageant and a fashion show and a brand that will support them and make sure they stand in front. Like not just creating a brand that says this and that, but I'm also working on how to design pieces for the ones that have a hard time, dressing themselves or, hoping that I can not just make them feel good about themselves, but also make them feel like they could be more independent. Because I'm pretty sure they probably have their moments where they don't feel like they can be, independent. So,
If you like that sometimes.
Yes, but I feel like I just always want to see people do good, and like. You can start taking people. And you like, that's
he
my
raised his
family.
hand.
I'm so sorry.
Like,
but no, you mentioned something earlier. You know how they be all like, oh, don't forget about me when you get to the top. I kind of be like, I don't say that. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be like, yo, when I'm at the top, you at the top.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come
I want-
with me.
When
with me to the
when
top.
me and her had a
Yes.
discussion, I'm releasing those photos soon. But when you
Alright.
had a discussion, when I wanted to do a collaboration with your brand,
Yeah.
your brand as well. I wanted to be able to like when I have my own storefront and I have my clothes out there, people are just not walking in to search for clothes as well. When you walking into a store, you're searching for clothes. You're also searching for stuff that also better your skin as well.
Yeah.
I want you to be able to find everything you need in the store.
That is so crazy
So,
because I
if
have
I'm
the
at the
same
top, you at the
dream
top
and
too.
aspiration.
Oh yeah, you do. Tell your dream. Tell your
I
dream.
literally-
Talk to her.
I am going to have a storefront, and inside the store, I will sell all products, like just a variety of products by young people who are Black. So, or I would say minorities. Sorry, white folks. So if you are Latina, whatever, if you are Asian, if you're Black, your products are going to be welcome in my store. And in the middle of my store, I am going to have a factory where my products are being made.
I like
And
that. It's
people who
cute.
come in are able to see how it's being made and see that it's a dream that became our reality.
They see the process.
The process.
Yeah.
That's
And
good.
I'm here for it.
Sometimes people don't understand you, let they see the process. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
But
They
I
can't
mean,
talk about you. They don't know.
they can't
don't know
talk about
that
you.
girl.
and then some people say, you got to keep your mouth shut, hold your dreams to yourself, your plans to yourself.
Yeah.
But at the end of the
It's
day,
a
what's
thin
for me
line.
is
I'm
for
not
me.
like that. That was another thing I heard so much of. Like, I guess it depends on the industry you're in.
Yeah.
That plays a part, but just like people don't want
And
to
the
really
person that
help
you
you.
are.
They don't want to share you. When I tell you, like, so many people help me. Like, even when it comes to my labels, getting my labels designed, getting booking a studio to have a photo shoot. Like,
Yep.
how people would just be like, you know what? I just want to see you do good. don't worry about it. Like, or I got you for this, don't worry about it. And I thank them. I try to give back whatever way. You want food, you want supply, I got you. But I'm just thankful for that. Just that hope.
Yes.
And you have to give that back.
You have to.
Yeah,
like,
you have
I'm
to
not, I'm such an open book. And I feel like I said, what's for me is for me. So no matter what I say, I can give you the plan. I can give you the recipe, literally. But if you don't grow the food like I do, if you don't grow it on the land that I grow it on, if you don't take care of it like I do, you can't be me. Period. Like, there's no other me. And we can have the same product. I mean, there's different brands of ketchup. There's doggone Walmart, and then there's Sam's. There's Sam's and there's Costco's. Like, we're always gonna, like, there's gonna be duplicates, but we're never gonna be the same. And it's just the reality of it. Anyway, last but not least, this show, Breakfast with Tiffany, is blank.
Ooh, it's the best show ever. And no, I feel like it's uplifting, and it's also Breakfast with Tiffany's. Ooh, it just fills your soul. I listen to Breakfast with Tiffany's when I'm cleaning the house, y'all, because that's the only time I got time to actually hear. So it was just listening to the stories that you guys talk about and the perspectives. I just love how it's not like you are looking for people on the panel to kind of be like you. I don't like that. So I feel like you're not doing that, and you always have like a good range of people. And I respect that, because it's kind of giving the listener a choice to, oh, I want to kind of listen to what she's saying. The guest is saying this. I agree with that. And just saying, oh, I never thought about it like that before. So I really like that about your show. And I'm just so proud of you.
Thank you. Stop. Don't make me.
Right.
You know, I'm
Don't be
so
that.
proud.
Stop it. Stop it. That's
No,
enough.
I'm so proud of you just because of where we started.
Oh, child.
I just feel like we're all like really trying to work towards what we believe in, and just seeing where you started, and just like, oh no, I want to have this, and Tiffany
actually
had
doing
ideas,
it.
y'all.
I
Tiffany
have
got all
so
the
many ideas.
So just to
What?
see her
Don't
like, you know
understand.
what, I'm gonna have fun with this idea, and I'm gonna combine it with this idea and this, that, whatever. I love that. It's beautiful. So yeah.
Thank you. One day you will see all my ideas come
Oh
into
no,
fruition.
they are. It's just plan them
Right.
out.
Keep going. Don't stop.
I am. Okay. Breakfast with Tiffany is.
Breakfast with Tiffany.
Tell me about your experience.
It was amazing. I would say the vibes when I first met you outside the building. I already knew we was gonna have a good time. I
Yes,
felt the
we just
energy.
met,
I
y'all.
was excited. I would say this podcast, this inspired me to do it again. Like, I would love to talk about things, like just have discussions and stuff like that. I felt like these podcasts, your podcast, you definitely broke like a lot of things. Whoever listened to this, I feel like it would be very helpful. It wasn't just us just talking about life and personal stuff. I felt like a lot of people need to hear this, because somebody else is probably going through this, or probably need to hear it, or how to make those steps or make those transitions. Like, I never tried it that way. So I felt like the questions you asked were like on point. Like, they were very good questions. It wasn't nothing you asked that was offensive. It wasn't like you targeted anybody personally. So I actually loved it. Had a good time, and it was amazing. Like, I would love to do this again with you. Like,
Thank you guys. You can come whenever you like.
you know.
Go on the other podcast. Tell your friend if she wants to get a little practice in. Come on the show.
You guys should collab.
Let me know. We can collab. Let me know what her
Right.
podcast is, and she starts it, and we can just get it going, guys. Get it going. All right. Thank you guys for listening. I'm going to allow them to tell you where you can follow them, support them, because that's what this is all about. Come on, skincare pastry chef. You start
All
off.
Right.
So you can follow La Pink Rose, which is the name of my business, at La Pink Rose on Instagram. And then if you want to follow my personal page, you can follow me at _the Pink Life.
Come on, let's go to
Got
Pink
you.
Life. What about you, Mr. Kanarie?
Once again, I'm Kanarie. You can go to my website. It's called Awkward Club, where you will see all my clothes, my merchandise and stuff like that. You also can check us out on Instagram, where you Awkward Club as well, where you see pictures, collaborations, what I did with other people. My personal page is Kanarie Star Chill, Kanarie, Stodgill, Stodghill.
Thank you guys. Sorry, I gotta sneeze.
Oh,
Thank you guys so much for coming. I really enjoyed this.
I did too.
I'm ready to collab in the future.
Yes.
And I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope you all appreciated, sharing your stories and coming on here and letting these folks know who you are and what you about.
Yes.
Period. All right, breakfast eaters and believers, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share, DM me, message me, let me know how you feel about the show, and I am receptive or accepting to any conversations, any criticism, because all criticism is good criticism in my book. Love you guys. Bye bye.